Hello there. Thank you for joining me. My name's Ashley, and this is me with my musings, rantings, cryings, and everything else ings about being in your face Mandela affected. So, hello to you in your reality, wherever you may be, from me in mine, wherever I find myself today, because God knows we seem to be jumping all over the place at the minute. So this is what I really want to talk to people about, to be honest. I understand at first people were like really, it was seeing the changes to things like logos that we all spotted first, I think. Although I do think some people from the Sagittarius arm understood what was going on or could see effects before people like me. I'm an Orion original, but believe me, this is not my original world. And like I said, the reason that I'm talking about the Mandela effect is because I want to concentrate on the fact that the very word effect, we are affected. That's the point. We're Mandela affected. I mean, I don't like the term Mandela effect anyway. I don't like that term at all. It isn't misremembering. It's actual in your face changes to your reality that you live in, your physical reality. I have seen buildings appear and disappear. I've seen a park come, and don't get me wrong, it's an absolutely amazing park, but it doesn't belong in my town. And yet there I am having to wander around it with my grandchild and my daughter, acting like it's nothing, it's not new to me. I mean, my daughter knows that I don't remember seeing it because I asked her when it came, and she said it's been there ages. And I'm walking around this bloody park with my granddaughter, which is supposed to be a lovely experience, and all I can think is I'm standing in another world. This bit of the park was never here, and yet it shows signs of actual wear and tear. But it wasn't there 2 weeks earlier. I went on a train. The train ride blew my mind because all the way through this train ride, it was different from train stations, and it got that bad. I didn't know where I was anymore. Because on my train journey, there are vast spaces in between the stations where there's absolutely nothing but fields, and suddenly there's buildings right up to the train station. Sorry, to the train lines, coming into train stations that look completely different, having to sit on a train pretending that everything's all right when I am sat on a train that is a different way round and much newer looking than the ones that I've been on. Oh, it's very, 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 very difficult being Mandela affected, because it's not just that you see logo changes. It's not just the fact that you've come online one day and found, oh look, these are people. Some people are saying that these logos have changed, and other people are saying they're not. Oh, these other people are misremembering. No, in my case especially, I was seeing the changes way before I ever found out about the Mandela effect. But since finding out about the Mandela effect, you see, this is the thing. The changes I've noticed on the ground are mind blowing, because I know I am not in my own world. That's not my world, whether it be a timeline jump, a dimension jump, and that's another thing. Nobody knows what it is, and nobody knows why. There are many, many theories that all seem to be linking together. But I now know, because of this Mandela effect at this point in time, that when I was a teenager in the 80s, I remember my first experience of what is called the Mandela effect. It was when I thought that, and this is it, this is the reality of in your face being Mandela affected. Because when you're talking to your loved one about 52 states in America, this was only a couple of weeks ago, we were discussing 52 states in America. And I said, but there were 50 states because you told me that the 50, and I said, because I was always confused, because when I was a teenager, I remember thinking back then, oh, I thought there was 52 states, there's only 50. How mistaken was I? Oh, I thought my heart was on the left, and it's now centre left. How wrong was I? But then here we are this year in 2019, and I'm discussing 52 states. And my loved one is busy telling me No, there are 52 states. There's always been 52 states. And I said, but what about the film, The 51st State? I said, you told, with Samuel L. Jackson, I said, you told me, you explained to me that that was Britain. England is the 51st state because America has 50 already, and England, we were the 51st state, which confused him, and I could see his eyes and his brain not taking it in, didn't understand it. But we were 52 states. The week after, I'm watching TV with him, and we're watching a document. Well, it's not a documentary. Well, it is. It's a documentary about American history, and this wonderful little Lucy, her name is, this historian, is talking about the lies about America. Sorry to anybody who's American watching it, but it was talking about the lies that have been told from different, like from about slavery and all kinds of things, Civil War, all of that. Anyway, talked about 50 states. She said 50 states. Now, only the week before, we'd had a bit of an argument about there being 52 states. So I said, look, 50 states. And he went, he just had that same ignore. So I then have to obviously drop the point, because he and none of my family members, none of my friends, nobody I know personally is affected. Some people see some changes, but they aren't affected, and that's the difference, because being affected by it means that you're pretty much driven insane by it, to be honest. Because only a few months ago, well, a year ago, I would have thought this is unbelievable nonsense. You know what I mean? I've always been looking. I've always known we haven't been told the truth. I've always known that there's more than what we've been told. But being Mandela affected is shit, to be honest. I'll be honest, it's shit. I've cried, I've begged my loved ones to remember something, because they'll remember and then it'll go out of the mind and the new reality is brought into play, and they will talk their way round to why it is like it is today. So I'm seeing changes in my physical situation, not just random logo changes, but changes in my physical situation, talking about historical events, things that are changing within a week of having had a discussion about it, and him still not understanding that last week it was 52 states, love. This week it's 50 again. How do you keep up? So you can't, if you're actually properly affected by it, it's the loneliest place to be, because you cannot say, I can't tell them. I've tried, and I certainly can't start saying that part wasn't there last week. But that's how it is being Mandela affected. And that's why when you get idiots telling you that you're misremembering, oh, I can't cope with that. It's hard. It's very lonely, and you know for a certain fact that whatever it is, whatever's caused it, whatever is going on, it is not what you're told. It is your life is not, we're not just wandering about on this little ball and it's all natural. There's nothing natural about this. This is freaky shit. And it's happening to a lot of people. But it is not just about us misremembering logos. It's about in your face changes, discussions with people, because it's in flux all the time. So things are changing all the time. History's changing. In my timeline, right, I'm English, and in my timeline, there was a tale of two princes that were locked up in the tower from, it was from Henry III, I think. His nephews, he locked them in the tower so he could become king, right? Now, they never found those boys, ever. It was tragic. They never found them. But they did now. They found them in wherever I am now. They found them. Charles II found them and had them buried in Westminster bloody Abbey. But they weren't in Westminster Abbey because nobody found them. So history's changing. Your actual physical place where I'm living is changing in front of my eyes like that. Like that. And yet I'm having to pretend that I'm seeing nothing, everything's fine, and I'm going out of my mind. So I really, 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 really want to thank the people that got in touch with me. I've always put my email address down at the bottom in the comments. So please email me with your experiences. I'm reaching out to anybody. I want to hear your stories. I want to connect with you. Thank you to the people that have messaged me, contacted me, and shown me such love. To those of you that are waiting for me on Hangouts, I'm really sorry. I bought an SD card today, but I can't. It won't let me move it to. Oh, I'm in a state because I'm a complete technophobe, an absolute technophobe. So please bear with me. I'm trying really hard to get it sorted out, Helen and you guys. So, as I've said before, these that I'm doing here, these videos, mine aren't about showing you what logos changed today, because I mean, sex and the city, sex and the city. I bought my daughter some Sex in the City perfume at Christmas because we were going through it was Sex in the City. It always has been. No, it hasn't. Yes, it has routine. Now, I don't need to get into that every day about what has changed, because I can't. I mean, if I see it, and I have to just pretend it's not there anyway. But there we are. I'm watching Sex and the City with my daughter, and I go, it says Sex and the City, and she said, yeah, that's because it's called that. That's because what it's called. But I bought a Sex in the City perfume at Christmas. It was Sex in the City at Christmas, but by February it changed back to Sex and. So my videos, my vlogs are about reaching out to you, about getting all this shit out of my head, because keeping it inside is driving me insane. So it's cathartic for me. It's getting it out, and also letting people know that how it affects you, how it affects. We need to be in contact with each other. We really do. Well, I know I need to be in contact with you anyway. So thank you so much for finding me, for your lovely messages, your togetherness, and letting me know that I am actually part of the community, and for listening to my rants and my ramblings. And I'm looking forward to sharing your thoughts. And to be honest, I mean, some people, I'm glad to say, are in England. Quite a lot of people are in America, but I think I'd really like to have some kind of, meetups and things where we can actually meet in person, and maybe have conferences, and maybe do joint conferences. I don't know. I don't know why we're affected. I don't know why. We're not special. None of us feel that we're special. We're just us trying to deal with the impossible being real right there in front of your face. It's like somebody's walked up and smacked you in the face with a shovel, because nothing is like you've been told. Nothing. We're not even in our own bodies that we used to be in. We've got different bodies now. I mean, how are we supposed to cope with that and pretend nothing's happening? When you're affected, I find myself thinking about it every minute of the day, to be honest. It's very difficult to actually just live your life and enjoy your life, because I know that this isn't my place. I don't know where this is. I don't know where this is. I don't understand anything. I'm desperately trying to work out what's going on, but nobody knows. Please don't claim that you know exactly what's going on, because nobody knows exactly what's going on. It could be CERN, it could be D-Wave, it could be just all those prophecies were true. The Maya, the Hopi. I mean, the Hopi prophecy, quite scary. I'm going to do something about that, but mine are mainly about what Mandela effect actually means to me, and how it's actually affecting me. And believe me, having people troll around telling me that I'm working for Satan, really, please stop it. Stop it. I don't know what you think you're doing. I don't know. I don't understand that. People, I don't expect everybody to understand the Mandela effect, because we don't understand it. So if you're not actually affected, please don't comment. Please don't comment, because we're not wrong. We're not misremembering. It's scary shit, and we're dealing with enough as it is without having to. I'm not going to argue with people that tell me I'm wrong, because I can see with my own eyes. I don't know whether it's simulation, what it is, but I can see in my physical reality things are changing all the time. And I'm sat now in a world that isn't my world, in a body that isn't my body, with loved ones that don't see anything. What's it about? is it about? Because I don't like it and I want it to stop and I want to go home. But in the meantime, keep spreading that love, because I do believe that love has got an awful lot to do with this. We have to keep pumping out that positivity, that coming together, that unity, and just being grateful for everything. Oh, Mandela Tormented, hello. I was just about to leave. Thank you so much for catching me. Mandela Tormented, that is it in a nutshell. Never mind affected, tormented is the point. I'm massively tormented. I can't, it's difficult, so difficult pretending that you don't see a change. Pretending that you don't see a change. From the smallest to the massive ones that hit you smack bang in the face. And living with it. Living with it's awful. Yeah, me too. 3 years from when I've actually really seen proper changes, yes. Mandela Tormented, I'm going to put my email address at the bottom of here. Can you email me, please? Because I want to, people that are in the same state as I am, I really want to connect with. So, oh, well, yeah, I definitely need to talk to you then. Yes, please. Please speak to me, because we've got to stop that happening, because I do know that some people have been questioned about their sanity so much by doctors, so we need to stop that happening to you. Please email me. I'm going to put my email at the bottom of this now. Email me straight away, please, and I'll get back to you and we can have a chat, okay? Because I certainly don't want you to have any more. Well, no, I've only just found some myself through this here, and I've met some really nice people through it. So please get in touch. I'm gonna do it right now. We've got each other to talk to. That's the whole point. That's why I'm doing this. But partly because I need to get it out of my system, and secondly because I'm reaching out to people. I need to talk about it. I haven't got anybody to talk to about it either. So yes, please, that'd be great if you could email me and we can get things at least off our chest and see if we can stop, help you with you dealing with it on your own, the same as I am. We're all, I mean, I sound like I'm pretty together at the minute, but you believe me, I've sat crying my heart out, desperate, because the impossible is happening and we're looking at it, and it's the worst thing. I can't be excited and overjoyed by it. I'm scared shitless, quite frankly. So tormented, that's the completely right way of saying it. So let's connect. And to everybody else that finds me, because this is a live, and obviously I don't advertise I'm going live, I just do it. Thank you very much for coming, listening to my wafflings, and I want to hear your stories. It really matters. I want to hear what your stories are, how you deal with things, and if you've got any kind of links that you want to pass on, please do. No, I know that's another thing. I do know people that see but aren't affected, and that's the difference between us and those that even see. Some of my loved ones see, but then it's as if either they talk the way out of it, or they see and they just don't deal with it. It's just forgotten. We move on to the next topic. So yeah, that's hard. That's really hard, and I've had to stop talking about it. I've had to stop talking about it. I know. Some people they just can't. I don't know why we are affected, other people see but aren't affected, and some people don't see at all. I don't understand. I really don't. But it's the most frustrating thing in the world to be dealing with on your own, and quite a lot of us are dealing with it on our own. This is why I'm doing this. So I'm gonna stop now. I'm gonna put my email address at the bottom. Please get in touch, and thank you very, very, very much for listening to me, and sending my big love to you all from my reality to your reality.